Are you tired of games of the year and 100-unit locks? If so, check out the professional handicappers at WagerTalk.com today. We leave all that nonsense for the other guys. And for a limited time, new users get their first daily picks purchase up to $40 for only $1. $1? Whose idea was that? Johnny Detroit? I guess so. To redeem this special, just go to WagerTalk.com, choose a handicapper and their picks package using coupon code TRYWagerTalk when checking out.
Happy Friday, guys. Welcome to Puck Time. I'm Carmine Bianco of WagerTalk.com. A different intro today. We've given Andrew McInnes the day off today. He's in the middle of a move, so we gave him the full day off. I'm taking over the reins. Small slate of cards today. 4 games. We're going to cover all 4 of them, and we've got 2 very good guests with us. Listen, fresh off another 5% easy winner last night. He'll tell you just how easy it was. The Prez, this man is absolutely on fire in NHL, and we welcome him back for the second time this week. Prez, how you doing, my friend?
I'm waiting for the fans. Hey, the pits are always a disaster, dude. I mean, what can you do? Like, I'm a manly man. Anyway, Carm, thrilled to be here, dude. 5% winner out of my butt. Oh my God, was that a gripping hockey game? Had the over in the Florida Panthers Chicago game and needed a goal by Chicago. Got it with 17 seconds left. And Carm, did you see that goal? It was one of those goals where you saw it before it happened. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I know you absolutely hate it. For those of you guys out there, I actually get the I'm probably the Prez is like on a 30-second delay. So I get the scores 30 seconds before he does. I'm watching the game and I ruin it for him. I'll send him a text message and it pisses him right off.
Every single
he's
night.
Watching the play unfold. But with that said, listen, I got to bring in our other guest. I'm going to use my best Bruce Buffer. This man is the wrecker of havoc, the savant of props, the finder of value, none other than, and weighing in at his svelte 195 pounds, let's bring in Andy Lang. Andy, how you doing, my friend?
Who invited the prop guy? What happened? How'd I end up here? What show
Svelte?
is this?
It's svelte.
Yeah, svelte.
Svelte.
He svelted you.
I don't even know what svelte is. What is that?
It's like
you want to tell him what...
It's like it's not skinny. It's more like nicely skinny, like the right size of skinny.
Yes.
I haven't been on the right size of skinny since high school.
Yeah.
I was barely on the right side of my own play last night. But David Prone got a point, so I'm happy. The masses are happy.
And that's really that's really all that matters. Yes, Prez.
Karma, I just want a moment of braggadocious, if you will.
Sure.
Just first shout out to hair gel. I need some. Last night, Andy, Rob Vino, Tony Meha, and Matt Joseph did the NFL draft prop show, and props to all 4 of those guys. That show was incredible. I logged on, I listened. It was a lot of fun. The highlight of that show was I got a late breaking piece of info with like 3 minutes to spare. One of my friends who plays in the NFL texted me saying, since he's going to draft Chase, and gave that out inside of that show. We all bet it, I hope, and it was a winner. But Andy, man, just an amazing job last night.
Yeah, my favorite part was when we had to submit all of our predictions, and we submitted all of our predictions early, and then one of the lines just completely flipped, and we were like, well, we all got that one wrong, and then it was like, well, do we change our pick or do we just stick with it? But we stood there and took our medicine and took it. But it was a great show. The guys did a great job. But 4 good hockey games from a prop perspective for me. I'm excited to get into these. Got a lot of plays.
All right. And before we go to that, I made one bet on the draft last night, plus 300 on Trey Lance to get selected by the San Francisco 49ers. And that happened. And I'm pretty happy about that. So that's the only bet I had and the only one I cashed. All right. With that said,
So
guys, let's head to the games.
So wait, the moral of the story is I sent you my bet that I got and you didn't send me yours. Okay, let's get to the games.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so these are the games we're going to cover today. We're going to cover the Jets, Canadiens, the Kings and Ducks, Vegas Golden Knights, Arizona Coyotes, and the Sharks and Avalanche. And we're going to kick it right off with the marquee matchup, the Jets and Canadiens here. Current line on this one is Canadiens minus 115, Jets minus 105. Essentially a coin flip. Listen, these teams are separated by 6 points. Montreal does have a game in hand, and they would love probably nothing better than to get ahead of Winnipeg in the standings and avoid the Leafs in the first round, because the Canadiens have fared much better against the Edmonton Oilers this season, beating them in 5 of 7 games. But the Jets hold a 6-2 advantage. This is the last meeting between these two. The over has gone 4-2-2 on this one. Prez, I'm going to go to you first on this one, but I talked about the Jets, 5 straight losses at home. They hit the road now where they're 8-2, their last 10, and they showed a little life against the Edmonton Oilers. 2 of those 3 goals that the Oilers scored in that 3-1 win were power play goals, and that third one was an empty netter. They hit the road here, and I believe, while a very short price, they are a very live dog. And personally, I like the Jets tonight. That's my lean. So I'm gonna send it to you now. I want your take on this game.
Okay, music to introduce me. Carm. Okay, breathe. Okay, so I love this game, Carm, and I'm going to be betting this game. I'm going to be betting it twice. I love the Jets here. Byron out, Tatar out, Druin out, Price out, Gallagher out. This Montreal Canadian team just cannot score. 1 goal against Toronto, 2 against Calgary, 2 against Calgary, 2 against Calgary. This team is just absolutely struggling, and there's no creativity on the ice at all. I understand Winnipeg is struggling to score 2, 1-1 and 1 in their last 3 games, which is why I really like the under. Winnipeg and the under here, Carm. This Winnipeg team is a lot better than Montreal. And look, they've had it tough, man. They just played Edmonton and Toronto. Edmonton has their number. Toronto has their number. Both Edmonton and Toronto are better. And Montreal, they're coming off of Calgary. So I feel like Montreal is going to struggle to score. In the What We Learned segment on WagerTalk today, I spoke about it. This is a stone cold under team moving forward. I have a predicted score of 2-1 with a potential empty netter for Winnipeg. Take the Jets and the under.
All right, Jets and the under for you, Andy. So I look at this, and 5-game homestand. They lose every single game, the Jets, scoring a goal in 3 of them, shutout in 1, and then scoring 3 in the other against the Leafs. But then you look at this team. What happened there, guys? Sorry about that, guys. Technical glitch. Apparently, Andrew he probably hacked into our system because we kept him off the show today. And the last thing you want to do is look at my frozen face on YouTube for about 45 seconds. There's nothing scarier. But anyways, Andy, I look at this game and I was saying, I'm not sure how much of it was which was heard, but if we look at that Winnipeg, that homestand, they lose all 5 games. They score in 3 of them. They only score a goal. One of them gets shut out. The other one, they get 3 goals against the Leafs. But on the road, 8-2, their last 10. In those 8 wins, 3 or more goals. Even in the 2 losses, a couple goals, a couple 4-2 losses. Is this one where we look at player props for Winnipeg that seem to play a lot better on the road, or at least as of late?
Oh, we can look at props any way we want to. Even though team isn't scoring doesn't mean they're not shooting the puck. And that's a prop I really like. I like Mark Scheifele over 2.5 shots on goal. And you can get this at plus 110 right now on markets. He's really picked up his shots output recently, 3 shots and 5 shots against Edmonton. He only had 1 against Toronto, but before that, 3, 3, 3, 5. So that's 6 out of 7 games he's gone over this 2.5 shots total. My only worry about this play, he's gone over this total 1 time against Montreal. Those games were earlier in the season, though. It's a different part of the schedule. He wasn't shooting the puck as much as he is now. So, for example, in 17 games in March, he had 35 shots. In April, in 12 games, he has 31 shots. So he's really increased his shots output as the season has gone on. Montreal can give up a lot of shots on goal. They've allowed 29 or more shots on goal in 3 out of the last 4 games. So if you're worried about the scoring, then just look over to the shots. I think you can find some value there. So that's one of my props in this game.
All right. Love it. I'm marking these down, Andy, because it's going to be an expensive day for me. So I need some winners today. So I'm relying on you and the Prez to help out with that. All right, guys, we're going to go to our face-off game, the LA Kings and Anaheim Ducks. Kings, this series 3-3 through 6 games between these two. The under is 4-2. Prez, I'm going to go to you first on this one. And listen, at the beginning of the season, I'm going to give you credit. To quote you, you said at the beginning of the season, either you take Anaheim unders or just take the team total unders for this team at home because they just can't score. And with that said, the Ducks, let's look at this thing. 26 home games for the Ducks this season, and they have scored more than 2 goals only 5 times. 21 times they've scored 2 or fewer goals at home. What are your thoughts on this game? And kudos to you on that prediction on Anaheim.
Hello?
Yeah. Guys, I'm dying
God.
laughing. I'm sorry. We're having some technical difficulties, but that frozen face of the Prez is
Ay,
one
ay,
where
ay.
I'm gonna make that my Christmas card this year.
Ay, ay, ay.
Anyways, as we were saying, 26 games for the Ducks at home this season. They've only scored more than more than 2 goals in 5 of them. The total here is 5.5. And while personally, my lean is to the under, when you have 2 teams playing out the regular season, sometimes you just see there's no intensity to the game, and we might see goals. But with that said, the under is still 4-2 between these 2 teams. Prez, give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, Carm, let me talk quickly about this concept of teams that are out of it. Oh no. Oh, I'm back. I keep freezing on a terrible look. Anyway, let me talk about the concept that teams are out of it are going to go play to the over. You're 100% right, and we see it year in and year out. And the bottom line is one of the most important things in all of hockey are blocked shots. These guys throw their body in front of shots all game long, and it really is crucial. I don't see a whole lot of teams throwing their body in front of shots when there's nothing on the line. And we did see a little bit of that last night with Chicago Blackhawks, just really allowing Florida a lot of open ice. With that, so look to play the over in these kind of spots. With that said, it's Anaheim, Carm. Anaheim Ducks don't go over. 18-30 on the year to the under. This team has gone under the total twice in a row, 8 of their last 10. They just played the LA Kings twice. They went under both times. Take this under. Keep playing Anaheim under. Silverberg is out as well, and he's probably their fastest skater. Under for me, brother.
Yeah, and Andy, before I get your take on this game, I try and engage a lot of you guys who leave comments after the video is posted, throughout the afternoon or evening. And I do see comments of, guys, why are you giving totals? Just tell us the sides. Well, here's my take on why we do this. We're trying to give you an opinion on what we would actually bet. So if I don't like a side, I'm not going to tell you in 5 games to take the side in 4 of the 5 games if I'm not actually playing it with my own money as well. So if it's a side, it's listen, the money is the same, whether you bet the total or whether you bet the side. If it wins, the money is the same in your account. So, with that said, we're looking at the total here. Andy, when I looked at the Anaheim team total, and again, it's as Prez talks about in seeing some goals in this game, the Anaheim team total of 2.5 is minus 120 to the under. Again, I lean to the under here, and Anaheim not at 21 of 26 games at home where they've scored 2 or fewer goals. I would think that minus 120 has some value. Thoughts?
First on anybody complaining about giving out totals as well as sides has definitely gone all in on Monday Night Football multiple times. So I agree with more of the unders. I agree with from a prop perspective, looking at some of these unders. I'll attack it from a different perspective. Couple players I like to not have a point. Drew Doughty will not have a point. He only has 6 points in his last 15 games. No points in the last 2 games against Anaheim. Pretty good price on this one at minus 118. And then a little bit of a surprise, but I love the price on this, plus 130 on Kopitar to not have a point. He only has 5 assists and 3 goals in April. That's 13 games. He had no points and no shots on goal last game against Anaheim. So a lot of times in the prop world, you'll see guys try and parlay a couple of big time favorites. I would run far away from Kopitar at minus 180 when I'm seeing, but the value is on some of these guys to not have a point. So I like Kopitar at plus 130. I think that might be worth a little sprinkle.
All right, another one, a couple of prop bets, and I will be on both of those ones. All right, guys, it is our dump and chase game. Vegas Golden Knights, Arizona Coyotes. The Knights are 5-1 this season against this Coyotes side. They're minus 210 tonight. The Coyotes are plus 175. The Knights now have a 6-point lead in the West, and they are 87.7% to win the division after beating Colorado last time out. The Coyotes are a abysmal 1.5% chance of making the playoffs. So essentially, they have been eliminated. My lean here is going to be on. I can't lay the 210, Prez, but my lean is going to be Vegas in regulation time. I just don't want to lay that much juice, but regulation time here is minus 125, and I believe they get it done in regulation. Give me your thoughts here.
Yeah, Carm, first I just want to say whoever is complaining about getting totals, like 1980s called. Cyndi Lauper's on the phone. I mean, Frank Sinatra is looking for you. He's in his prime. Anyway, dude, bottom line here is one of my big rules in betting is just to stay away from streaks. You've got Vegas on a massive streak. And look, I really would have liked to have taken advantage of that. Had I have bet Vegas the last 10 games in a row, I'd be 10-0. But I can't enter these streaks when they've already unfolded. I just stay away from these games. I stay away from, losing streaks by Columbus or Buffalo or Detroit. I stay away from winning streaks. With that said, I understand everybody is looking at Vegas here. You've got Arizona Coyotes just absolutely stinking it up. They've lost their last 2 games, 4 of their last 5, 8 of their last 10, and so on and so forth. They're playing the hottest team in the league. I think Arizona is the play, Carm, and the reason is I just don't like this spot for Vegas. Like, I'm not going to be betting Arizona, but I'm not betting Vegas off of sitting on a monster streak, coming off of a huge game against Colorado, heading out onto the road, playing a team that is mad as hell, that is seeing their playoffs change up in smoke with a tough, hard-ass coach. I am staying as far away from this game as possible, but I do believe there is value on Arizona.
That takes a little bit of guts because you look at, their last, even 12, 10 games. There's just a ton of losses there, and they're allowing goals. And against
I get it.
A Knights squad that's playing thing. My thoughts here is if you're not, I understand you think there's value, but wouldn't the premise be if you're not actually going to bet them, then your confidence level on this team can't be that high. It's come for a net tonight likely, and it's going to be.
Carm, I have no confidence. I have no confidence in this game. Like this game won't even be on my television set. I will literally block the channel out. That's how little interest I have in betting this game. But I will not bet Vegas.
I will send you updates, and when Andy Lang's props that I know he's going to have a good one on this game come in, because this is a Knights team, a Coyotes team that they're allowing goals, and they're allowing goals by the bucket. 6, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, 7, 4. They can't keep the puck out of the net. They did it against the Kings, but the Kings' lack of scoring probably contributed to that. Andy, give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, I'll save one of my best bets for the end of the show, but I kind of like the value play on Phil Kessel plus 130 over 2.5 shots on goal. It's gone over this total in 3 out of the last 4. Golden Knights, they do get a lot of shots on goal against them. 37, 24, 33, 31, and 35 in the last 5 games against them. So while they may not have a lot of goals scored against them, they are taking a lot of shots. So at plus 130, I think there's value there. And then trying to figure out which one of the Coyotes I want to take to not have a point, Clayton Keller or Christian Dvorak. Unfortunately, it's pretty juiced. It's minus 150. But if I had to take one of those guys, I would lean for Dvorak to not have a point. He only has 5 points in 14 games in April. It's a lot of juice for a player prop, but sure looks like he won't have a point. So if you're feeling a little frisky, maybe sprinkle a little bit on that.
All right, I like it. Let's head into Our barn burner game, the San Jose Sharks, Colorado Avalanche. The total here is, it was at 6. It is now up to 6.5. We're seeing across. Listen, we saw what happened to Colorado. It's 3 games on the hop now that they've lost. They did not look good against the Vegas Golden Knights. Sharks got a couple wins, but they're essentially out of a playoff spot because they lost about 8 in a row prior to that. So you look at it, the Avs are 9-0-1, their last 10 at home, 1 regulation loss to the Vegas Golden Knights, and they get Grubauer back tonight. They should have Rantanen back tonight, and this is probably a team that is ready to lay a beating, Prez, on somebody. I looked at the team total here, and it's 3.5. You got to lay about 150 juice, which is a lot, but I don't think it's out of the realm to think that they're going to put 4 up on the Sharks here, and we see a high-scoring game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you, Carm. I like. Look, I never take over 6.5, and we hadn't seen a 6.5 for a long time. Last night, the Florida Panthers game crept to 6.5. It did go over, but the Leaf game also was a 6.5, and it went under. So I don't bet over 6.5. But if I had to guess a score here, 6-2 Colorado. I like Colorado -1.5 in regulation. However you want to bet it. Predicted score of 6-2. It's just a really, really bad spot for San Jose. This Colorado team is going to be really angry. Just haven't been playing well, and it's time to turn it around.
Yeah, and I think it's true, Andy. When you look at it, and I mentioned that 3.5, you look at that run where they went 9-0-1, and there's 4s, 8s, 5, 6, 5, 5, 9, another 4. They're just putting up big numbers, and against teams like the Minnesota Wild as well too. Another good team. Where are we going here? Are we seeing a ton of goals? There's got to be some prop angles here that fit.
Yeah, if we're looking at overs, that means certain players are going to score, and a lot of the players on the Avalanche are going to be very heavily juiced, so you're not gonna be playing those guys. But I will take Thomas Hertl. That yes, he will have a point. He has at least 1 point in 6 out of 7 games. And he has 2 points in each of the last 2 games, getting a ton of ice time. And he's taken 37 shots in 14 games in April. So he's giving himself lots of chances at goals. We talked about Colorado giving up a lot of goals, 21 goals in their last 6 games. So, Prez brings up that this is a pretty good get-right spot for Colorado. But a game that's 6-2, that's still 2 goals, even if they get a couple late ones, maybe it's 6-3, 6-4. Hertl is going to have the opportunity. He's going to have a lot of the time on the ice. So I'll take a guy that's gotten a point in 6 out of 7 games.
All right. Yeah, I like it. And, the fact that Grubauer, it's his first start back. So while he is their number 1 goal, it's his first start back. He's had a couple practices to get ready after, the whole COVID issue in Colorado. So whether he's completely sharp or not, I think we're going to see some goals tonight. All right, guys, we're going to get to our best bet segment. Just before that, I want to mention I have a promo up for a 7-day all access package. You can get it's normally $119. You can get it for $69. CB69 is the code. So if you head over to my page at WagerTalk.com, click on the 7-day all access, use the code CB69, you'll get $50 off that. And that'll literally cover you straight through to next Thursday and all those Champions League games, all of the weekend games, all of NHL and any basketball and baseball that I have up. All right, best bet segment. I'm going to go with the first game we discussed, the marquee matchup. I'm going to take the Winnipeg Jets here. Like I said, they're 6-2 versus Montreal this season. I think the last thing they need to do is string together any more losses to add to those 5 that they lost at home, and build that gap between Montreal and 4th place, because they'd rather play, I think, the Edmonton Oilers than the Leafs in the first round. Either one is tough, but I think they want to avoid the Leafs. So I'm going to take the Jets here, who are 8-2 the last 10 on the road, at -105 as my show best bet. I have a couple games up in NHL and some weekend cards in soccer up now that you can get over at WagerTalk.com. Prez, what do you have up at WagerTalk, and what's your show best bet?
Brother, I got one hockey play up for my clients over at WagerTalk. I will have my NBA up by 2 p.m. Same with my baseball. My best bet is under the total of 5.5 in the Montreal Winnipeg game. And Chris, can we bring Andy onto the screen? I have a question for him.
Yep.
Andy, behind your right shoulder, is that
okay?
2 octopi in an elephant walk? What is that picture?
It is an art piece that my father-in-law got for me. And we were at a show, and I mentioned that I kind of liked it, and 6 months later for Christmas he gave it to me, and
it's the strangest looking thing.
I know.
Is
it's
it
even
2
more bizarre
Martians in an
person.
elephant walk? Reverse 69er from some octopus?
It's the artist's imagination put down on a piece of canvas. I don't know what it is.
and now I'm craving calamari for lunch. So I'd like to thank both of you guys for that. Prez, what is your best bet for the show, please?
Under in the Winnipeg Montreal game.
All right, Andy, tell us what you have up at WagerTalk.com and your best bet for the show.
Big NASCAR week. They're at a 1.5 mile track, which is a moneymaker for us. So we call them cookie cutter tracks. They're easy to handicap. And we are doing the NASCAR show later today. And the name of the NASCAR race this weekend, I'm not making this up, is called the Bushy McBush Race 400, sponsored by Busch Light. That's the actual name of the race. Dead serious, the Bushy McBush Race. So
great.
Very excited.
That's fantastic.
Andy, you are the giggling machine. Can we just stay on the show and have a giggle?
You can't make this stuff up, guys.
No. I'm finally getting over my second vaccine hangover, so I'm feeling good this morning.
I got my first shot on Wednesday. Sorry, your best bet. Go ahead.
All right, Jonathan Marchessault, yes, we'll have a point. The Golden Knights are scoring tons of goals, averaging 4.6 goals in their last 8 games. Marchessault has at least 1 point in 3 straight games, and he has 11 points in the last 12 games. He's played against Arizona 6 times this season, has at least 1 point in 5 of those games. I like Marchessault at -125. Yes, we'll have a point.
Guys, there you have it. I appreciate you guys hanging in through all of those technical difficulties that we had. Andrew McInnes will be back on Monday to take the helm of the ship again. There's your free plays on the screen. I have the Winnipeg Jets -105. The Prez has the Jets under 5.5. And Andy has Jonathan Marchessault to have a point at -125. Let's try and sweep the board with these 3 picks. Thanks for hanging in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Monday on Puck Time.
Sign up for the free WagerTalk text club to gain access to free plays and exclusive discounts. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to sign up and get a $10 coupon to use on WagerTalk.com.